So let's go ahead and let's get into the latest Browns news here. So Minko, do you want to kind of lead us off here? Because I know you had some stuff you wanted to talk about.
I haven't really seen much. Then again, I haven't been on Twitter much lately. So.
Yeah.
I honestly, there's not a whole lot of. I mean, as far as news goes, I mean, it's really just injury stuff. I mean, a huge hit for the Ravens. I mean,
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey being out for the year, that is detrimental for them.
It really is, and it's good for us. No offense.
Oh, I mean, speedy recovery to him because he's a great player. But I mean, at the same time, it's if you're a Ravens fan, how many more hits can you take?
Yep.
I mean, obviously, both running backs. You lost Marcus Peters early on.
Yep.
Now you lost your starting safety, and now you're going to lose your other starting corner. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, hey, we had the injury bug for a bit there too, man.
Yes, we did.
Theirs is just hitting at like the worst time it could hit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and for them, it's year ending. It's not 3-4 weeks. It's year ending for them, which sucks for them. But I mean, we're not cheering for them.
Exactly.
So I'm not as concerned about it. I mean, sucks to be them.
Yep.
Obviously, a huge hit to us. I mean,
oh yeah, David Njoku.
Yeah, that's ginormous.
What happened?
David Njoku. Yeah, David Njoku's is on the COVID list.
Which there is a slight possibility he could play, but it's very unlikely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said he is vaccinated, so he only has to have 2 negative tests in order to play.
Yep. And also a big thing is that he we might be without Harrison Bryant.
Very likely that we're out without him.
So
he really has a high ankle sprain
yeah. And he did not practice at all. So it's going to be the Austin Hooper show. So at this point in time, you better make that damn money. Like, you got this big contract. Now let's make it happen.
And I don't know if they're going to, and I don't know. I haven't heard anything new about him, but Johnny Stanton needs to be activated from the COVID list. If so, then you have the guy they brought up from Alabama who was on the practice squad. I'm not sure of his name.
Who is that guy?
He was with Tennessee. He's caught a touchdown in the NFL, so he has some experience.
Yeah.
But big thing is it's not Harrison Bryant, it's not David Njoku. So,
exactly. It's guys that that haven't been here, and I don't know.
I mean, the big part is we're going to have to run 3 receiver sets at some point.
Yep.
I mean, at some point, Hooper and the new guy are going to have to come off the field. I mean, you could, obviously Johnny Stanton played tight end a little bit for us in the preseason, and he played it during the entire preseason game that he played.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has some experience playing tight end, but you don't want that to be your option.
No,
you don't want to have to use him.
You don't, but it is what it is. I will say, looks like I'm looking at the injury report right now. So we've got Harrison Bryant did not practice. We talked about that. Ronnie Harrison is limited right now with the
limited this early means nothing.
Yeah. Malik Jackson did not practice.
What's it say?
Just the knee. This one is concerning considering it's after a bye week. Jarvis Landry did not practice due to his knee. I'm hoping that's just one of those, like...
It's Wednesday.
I'm hoping. Baker was full practice today.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Schwartz did not practice with his concussion.
Yeah, that's concerning.
That's very concerning. Yeah,
he's been out for a bit now with that, hasn't he?
3 weeks.
Yes, he has. This will be number 4 if he doesn't play. Sione Takitaki he practiced in full today, and JC Treader was limited with a knee. I'm not worried about Treader. He's one of the guys that is always there. Right now, we can go over the Ravens injury report. And again,
Let's go over who did not practice. That's the only real concern for me.
I will say this is, again, one of the rare times that the the opposing team's injury list is bigger than the Browns. So we'll go over the did not practice. So we have Anthony Everett did not practice, Nick Boyle, Calais Campbell, Chuck Clark, Justin Houston, Anthony Levine Sr., Patrick McCarl, and Patrick Ricard did not practice. There's more on there, but the other guys will play.
I mean, and it obviously a tough game against the Steelers last week. You know,
yeah.
For us, it really couldn't have been a better week for them to have between.
Yep.
If you look at our situation, there was not a better situation for us when it came to the Ravens.
Yep.
They play us, they have to play the Steelers, and then they play us again at home.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we know what the result of the first game was,
which was a bunch of horse shit, if you ask me.
I mean, you can't blame anybody but ourselves.
Oh, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that was like the refs, you know.
Oh,
okay. No. The offense completely dropped the ball, metaphorically and physically.
Yeah, sure.
There was an awful game for the offense, and thing is, you gotta fucking play better at this point because, damn, I mean, it was so bad. No, it was so bad. I mean, I'd like to see a rushing game. I'd like to see that because we didn't have a running game. Kareem Hunt had 20 yards. Nick Chubb had 16. Those are unheard of for both of those guys.
You gotta look at how many times they rushed the ball too.
They did. I'm getting there. Kareem Hunt only rushed the ball 7 times. Nick Chubb only rushed it 8 times.
You can't average it.
Exactly.
Not with those guys. They're volume guys.
The only guy who had a remotely good game was Jarvis, who had 111 yards receiving, but he also had that fumble when he was trying to play quarterback.
And a crucial drop on second down in the final drive.
Yes, that as well. So, and I think we all remember how Lamar played. He threw 4 interceptions last game.
That's not going to happen again.
No, it's not, but a guy can dream.
Yeah, I mean, we can't expect to hold them to that amount.
No. I'm not expecting that either.
The way they played against the Steelers could indicate to you that he could do it again. I mean, they can only take so many injuries.
Anything, yeah, you're right. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, who knows? God, I hope. I think everyone here would agree with me when I say every game started from now and on is an absolute must-win game.
Oh yeah,
every single game is a must-win. If we want to get into the dance, you have to win every other game.
I mean, every other game is absolutely the key.
Mm-hmm.
This game and then every other from now on. You can only afford to lose 2 more.
I'd say no 1. More than
2 losses.
I'd say 1 more.
I'd probably say 1, honestly.
Maybe you could afford...
the way the AFC is right now.
Like, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd say maybe you could afford to lose the Green Bay game.
Yeah.
But that's it. You have to win. You have to win out. And I got a stat for you guys. I know, Kyle, you said you had already seen it.
I know the stat.
But it's kind of interesting. So we're looking at Baker Mayfield's stats before the bye week and after bye week so far in his career. Before the bye week, guys, listen to this. He's got 9 wins, 13 losses, 33 touchdowns, and 25 interceptions. Baker Mayfield after the bye week. 19 wins, 9 losses, 41 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions. That does not include this year's stats, and that's also with 3 different coaching staffs.
That's a much bigger. That's huge.
That's what I've been calling second half Baker. It's just our bye week this year is just a way later.
Which which helps and it doesn't at the same time.
Right. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about us having it so late.
It'd have been nice to have it a lot earlier, especially with all the injuries we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do? Except,
I mean, 2 weeks ago it would have been like the perfect time for us to have it.
Yes.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Because that would have been right when Kareem was coming back. You get Kareem right after the bye. You know, obviously, depending on what would have happened with Jack, you know, it would have given him another week to recover before going back into action. And obviously, being an upper body injury compared to lower body injury, or sorry, yes, correct. You know, who could have expected that?
Yep.
You know, so
Baker was asked if he's feeling a lot better.
I was going to mention that.
And some of his comments, he said he was asked how much the bye week helped him health wise, and he said it's quite a bit, to be honest with you. I haven't had any setbacks in the past few weeks. Then get to another week off. I'm looking forward to getting better as the weeks go on. So I think he needed this bye week, and he also says that he feels confident. He goes, I feel confident where I'm at, where we're at, and where we're headed. We still have everything in front of us. Now it's crunch time.
I hate that quote, though, if I'm being honest. I understand what they're saying,
yeah,
but I hate the quote. We have everything in front of us. Well, it's been in front of you this whole time. It was in front of you for the Ravens game. It was in front of you for the Lions game. Obviously, we beat the Lions, but you didn't show up at all.
Yep.
You had a terrible game. Then you
against
come back against the Ravens. Right, and you come back against the Ravens, and the offense doesn't show up. Your unit does not show up.
Yeah.
And I love Baker, but that was one thing I wanted to hear him say is, I need to play better.
He said it. He said him, though, multiple times.
Not in this press conference.
Maybe not in this press conference,
and he didn't say it after the game either. He said, we need to play better. He kept saying, we. No, I played not up to my standard. I made mistakes. I threw an interception. But no matter what the situation is, it's as the leader of the team, I want to hear him say, like after the Lions game, he should have said, listen, I sucked. Plain and simple.
But he said that multiple times this year, though. I don't think we need to. He's already said that he's played bad. He's done this. He's done that. I don't think we need to hear him say it again. It's already been said.
If it's his fault, he needs to say it.
He has,
but not every time. After the Lions game, it was we.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. But any other game he's come up front and said, "I need to play better."
It's usually we need to play better if you listen to his post-game press conferences. But that's my point. I want to hear him say, I, Baker Mayfield, sucked. I need to play better.
I can bring up quotes to show you that he said that.
Yes, he has said he needs to play better. But saying it once or twice when you've been terrible almost all year.
He said it multiple times, though. I think you're kind of, I don't know. I think you're. I think you're
taking ownership of
he has though.
Pax, if I wreck 14 cars and I say I'm sorry for wrecking 7 of them, that doesn't include the other 7.
But I don't even think the Baltimore game is on him.
He still made a mistake. He still threw the interception. He still had passes that were overthrown. He still had passes that were underthrown. He still made.
But every single quarterback has that in every game.
He's been having it way too consistently this season. Is the issue.
Exactly. He's consistently inconsistent. That's my problem.
And that's the thing that's been frustrating me as a Baker fan since he's been our quarterback, is you can count that he's going to be super inconsistent, and then he's just going to frustrate you because he's going to start playing elite out of nowhere when he should have been doing it the whole time, and he can do it the whole time. Like, why do we go through freaking Cody Kessler, then go to freaking Aaron Rodgers in one quarterback combined for some reason? Like, it frustrates me, and it always has.
Honestly,
and just like Myles Garrett's always good for one offsides a game. Like me and Timmy talk
almost
about
every time.
Every game, you can count him for one. So you can count on this type of Baker every year, and that's frustrating. I wanted to see this go away.
I think he
doesn't have to like play elite the whole time. Just stay at a great level and stay consistent there, then have those elite games on top of that. It's just something that's been frustrating me since he's been our quarterback.
I think it's because he's just been hurt this year. I think that's got something to do with it. He won't blame it on that, but that's the only thing I can say.
Well, here's what it is right here. If he comes out and plays like he did against Cincinnati, he played great, right? We all will say that he played great.
Yes, he played a great game.
And then the next game, you come out and play like trash.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame that on the injuries. And then the next game, you come out and play like trash. So you didn't get any better in that time.
Unless he re-aggravates an injury, then you can.
Then sit out.
You are not going to do that as a player. You're not going to sit out.
When does the bad play not come with excuses? Because good play doesn't. When he plays good, there are no excuses for his injuries.
I know that, but you also know that any player, he's not going to be like, I'm going to voluntarily sit myself out he's not going to do that. No player's going to do that.
But if he is hurting the team, which he is, due to his play, then he needs to sit out.
No, then that's the coach's decision. That's the coach's decision. He is always going to say that he can play and that he can do that. If it's that bad, then Kevin Stefanski needs to sit his ass.
If the medical staff clears you to play, Joe Thomas said this on Browns Daily. If the medical staff clears you to play, the coach is not going to go against medical experts.
And neither is the player.
Exactly. That's my point. You're proving
that's my point too.
If he's healthy enough to play, then there's no excuse. You can't say he's injured if he's healthy enough to play.
Just because you're healthy enough to play doesn't mean you actually are. How many times have we seen people play hurt?
Pat,
how many times have we seen it?
Let me give you a scenario.
Okay, go ahead.
If I'm drunk.
Okay.
Scott drunk. Say I am 3 times the legal limit, probably dead at this point, but we'll go double the legal limit.
Okay.
It happens all the time.
Just talk.
I am double the legal limit of alcohol.
Okay.
I wrecked my car and I hit somebody.
Yeah.
Versus if I wreck my car and I am just over the legal limit. Is there any difference?
No, there's not.
No. Okay. So whether you are just hurt or you're really hurt, either way, if you're hurt and you're hurting yourself, don't play.
But the thing is,
then don't drive.
No, I know that. But listen, regardless, Baker's that type of guy that no matter what, he's going to be like, let me play. I can play. It is up to the coach to sit him for the betterment of the team. I don't care whether he's cleared this or cleared that. Okay. If you think for a second that one of your players is hurting your team by playing injured, we all know that he's been injured this entire season. If he is hurting your team that bad, you sit him. Okay?
Yeah, and he should be playing.
You're right, but do not put that on Baker Mayfield. Put that on Kevin Stefanski. Do not put that on Baker Mayfield because then you're wrong. Every single player is going to want to play. If you give a shit,
so shitty.
It's on both parties. As a player,
you fix it. Quit playing so shitty, guys. Miko fixed it. Miko fixed it. Everybody, he fixed the problem.
Listen, Pass gets so emotional when we talk about Baker, but anyway.
I get emotional talking about to the damn Browns, and I'm tired of this player taking so much fucking heat when it's not always deserving. Not always. You're allowed to criticize him when he plays bad, but do not.
Which we're doing.
Yes, and I have done so myself. I have said outright when he's played like shit that he played like shit. Mm-hmm. Roll the tape back. We get all these other shows that we've done. Roll it back. Mm-hmm. You'll hear me say it. But but at the same time, what is playing? Something played in the background. Sorry, guys. But with all that being said, you are allowed to say that sometimes players play bad because of injuries. You're allowed to say that. And here's a proper example. Myles Garrett last year, after he got COVID, he was not the same player after COVID because you could say he was injured because of that. Because
he couldn't stack Chad Henne in the playoffs.
You're right. Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't want to go. That was on the different side of field as him. I don't want to get into that. But that was the excuse. That was the excuse last year.
No excuse.
No, you even said it as well as me. Don't you take it back. Don't you take it back.
It's not an excuse for poor play. It's a reason for poor play.
Okay,
it's not an excuse for
okay,
it.
then a reason, whatever you want to call it. Tomato.
Here's the difference. Did you see Miles going out and having 3-4 sack games in that time? No, he disappeared after COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He disappeared. He didn't play well, so he shouldn't have been out there.
But he still was.
And that's no excuse.
Don't blame it on the player. Blame it on the coach.
The player.
No. Then you're wrong.
You can also blame on the player because the player can make the conscious decision.
No, who would do that? If you give why would you do that as a player? Why would you ever do that?
Heck, would you want a 100-meter fucking dash on a fucking broken ankle?
No.
If I was getting paid like them, yes, I would.
If someone clears
yes, I would. Yes, I would do it.
Idiot.
I would do it.
You are literally lying through your teeth.
No, I'm not.
If you had to run a 100-meter dash in under
you had to win, bro. Are you gonna win?
For your family to live, or you could sit it out and your family would live, but you got cleared by a doctor. God forbid, you would do it.
I mean, if you're going to put it in a scenario like that, no.
Listen.
But the thing is, this is different. If you care about your team, you're going to play every time.
If you care about your team and you know you're hurt and it's hurting the team, you shouldn't.
But guess what? But if you sit out, he becomes, oh, look at him. He's a quitter. He's a quitter. God. He's taking himself out. He's not tough. He's not tough.
Never cares.
I don't think he cares.
But he always says he doesn't care. And then he also says,
what's the point?
And then he says the next week, oh, well, I got this new injury. Now it's my groin. Next week's going to be my pinky toe. I actually broke the nail off, and it split in two, and shards got into my eye, and I couldn't see during the game. It was like 3 quarters I couldn't see.
But we need to play better.
Yeah, but we need to play better.
But
he threw 3 picks. Don't worry about it. It's okay. He threw 1 touchdown, 3 picks. It's okay.
He
did his best. Here's your participation trophy, Baker.
If any of you guys, if Baker actually pulled himself and said, I can't play when he's cleared by medical staff, but he said, I can't play, you both would give him so much shit over it. And don't sit there and tell me
when he was hurt.
No, you would.
Yep, we both said it. We both said he should have sat out. He should have sat out.
That is coach's decision.
He should have.
The coach is there for a reason. The coach is the one who makes the call.
Make the choice as well. He
no,
can say, listen,
but
coach,
the player's not going to. There's a reason why he is.
Wouldn't he, though?
Because he's going to want to go play. He's wanting to play. Any player's going to do it. Any player is going to.
Don't do it. If you know
that's why a coach is. That's why a coach. Listen,
you can tell the coach, hey, I can't play, bro. It's that easy.
Like when he said before the Lions week and before Baltimore, how hurt he was.
Perfect time, dude.
Exactly.
You're right.
And then he comes out and says, "I'm the healthiest I've ever been." Came out and said that before the Baltimore game.
You're right. Just because you
didn't play great.
Just because, listen, he's not going to blame it on injuries, though. He's not going to.
But if it's your injuries that are affecting your play, if it is truly the injuries, but yet you can play good one week and not play good the next, you can't blame the injuries for bad and not blame the injuries for good.
Okay, let me ask you something. Is it possible? Okay, Kyle, go ahead.
Let's pause from here because Timmy Butch in chat.
Yeah, I
see.
For
Pack.
I see.
Let's say Baker has surgery this offseason, which is expected. Are you going to defend him all year long next season during contract season, saying that his inconsistent plays because he's coming off surgery, or are you going to open your eyes?
If Baker Mayfield next year plays like shit and he's not injured, then yes.
Blame it on his surgery.
That's going to be on him. He's going to have months to recover from surgery. Months.
What if it's close? What if he doesn't come back till training camp? Then you're gonna say, well, he didn't have enough time to recover, and he's still injured.
Then he shouldn't play. Then he shouldn't play until he's recovered. But guess what? That's a coach's decision. That is a coach's decision.
The player can make the choice as well.
Okay, let me give you a prime example of how it's a coach's decision. Robert Griffin III.
Already have with your
Robert Griffin III. After his rookie season, he got hurt during that playoff game. It was a coach. He got cleared. He got cleared by the medical staff, and the coach said, "Go in." Obviously, everyone.
Robert Griffin probably didn't say, "Nah, coach, I don't feel good." He probably said, "All right."
Yeah,
and that's on him.
No, it is on Mike Shanahan. Everyone blames Mike Shanahan for rushing him back. The player
could choose not to play.
But if you do that, look at the narrative. Look at the narrative that it causes. Oh, this guy doesn't want to play. This guy's not tough enough. Bro? But it doesn't matter. It's still the fucking narrative.
You're worried about the narrative. You're not worried about your team's success.
It doesn't matter.
That shows that you are.
And that's not who I want. If they're worried about the narrative and not the team's success.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, exactly. Baker is this guy that keeps saying, I don't care what the media says. I don't care about outside noise. I don't care about this and that. If you are so hurt that's affecting your play, you're so hurt that you are having not good numbers, you're not elite status whatsoever, you're not playing up to the number one overall
draft. You didn't earn the contract you should have earned it this year. You're not getting a contract.
You should take a week off. That's all. I mean, that's all I'm saying. If you are so hurt that you can't play up to the level that you should as a starting quarterback in the NFL, and especially as a number one overall draft pick, you should take a week off.
You're right. But if your number's called, you're going to go. Yes, he should have sat. 100%. He should have sat against Detroit and Baltimore. He should have had 3 weeks off. No, it is not on him. Why does this keep fucking playing? It is not on him. It is on the coach. 100%. We're going to put, listen, tonight after the show, guys, we're going to put up a poll on Twitter. Okay? And with this scenario, if a player.
Baker sit or should Baker go in? There's your poll. Everyone's going to say sit.
No, that's not going to be the poll. The poll is going to be if you are hurt, but you are cleared by medical staff, and you don't play well because of injury, who's it on? The coach who played you or the player? We're going to put that poll up. I want to know.
The player for playing shitty.
But that's not hard enough to get
it is on the coach. It is on the coach 100%. Yeah, us three are not allowed to vote on it. I want to see what other people think. So on our actual personal Twitter accounts, don't vote on it because I'm not going to. You guys shouldn't either. I want to know. Okay.
I don't see how you could. I mean, yes, Stefanski has some blame to put in it, but take all the blame away from Baker Mayfield is absolutely asinine.
I'm not taking all the blame away from Baker Mayfield. I'm blaming him for playing shitty. That's on him. But also, it's okay. It is okay if you're playing like it's okay to say it's due to injury. That's okay.
No.
It is.
No.
It is.
If you are that injured, you should not be playing.
You're right, which is why the coach needs to step up.
By the medical staff, then you need to play. You need to play well, and you can't play good against Cincinnati, being cleared by medical staff, and then play shitty against Detroit when you're cleared by the same medical staff. Hey,
did you listen? Well, let me ask you something. Did you know that you can re-aggravate injuries? That's a thing. That's a thing.
But you're cleared by the same medical staff.
Maybe the medical staff isn't doing a good job. Maybe they're not doing a good job. No, I'm saying maybe. You don't know.
What did you just say?
You heard me loud and fucking clear. Maybe the medical staff isn't doing a good enough job. Maybe they shouldn't be clearing him.
He's missing the point to avoid giving Baker.
I get what you guys are saying. No, I get what you're saying. You think the player should be able to pull himself and not get any shit for it. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, that's not the world we live in. If the player is,
and why does he give a fuck about the narrative? That's our point. Is who gives a shit outside noise about the narrative?
That's his quote. He always says that we don't care about the outside noise.
Forget the narrative, Pax.
Yeah, all we care about is the guys in this locker room. That's his quote all the time.
All the time.
But yet you keep saying that's what the narrative is. You can't care about both. You can't care about the outside noise and about just the guys in the locker room.
Maybe he doesn't care.
Is the locker room.
Maybe he doesn't care about the narrative, but other people might. How about that? Maybe other people do.
When you have a bunch of teammates that have already come out and said Baker's battling. He's trying to be a warrior. He's going out there for his guys. That's great. That's commendable. But the problem is, if you are so hurt that the medical staff is still clearing you, it shouldn't affect your play.
In a perfect world, I'd have hair on the top of my head.
But that's what we're saying is he's playing bad because he's hurt. So he needs to sit out even though he's cleared, because when you are cleared, you're expected to play at a certain level. He is not meeting that level. His play is hurting the team. It almost cost us the Lions game.
Yep. Him alone.
The Lions game.
Yes.
I'll repeat the Lions
I heard you. I even said that myself.
Okay.
It was Baker that almost cost us that. Nobody else.
I get that. I get it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What we're saying is
that's what I'm saying.
Blame on both coach and Baker. You're trying to take all blame for playing off of Baker. No, it is on both, because if coach says, Baker, you're cleared, you're playing, Baker can go, yo, Kevin, listen, I really don't feel my best, man. Like, I'm hurting.
Okay.
He even said he asked Baker how he felt. He was consulting with Baker. So if Baker's saying, you know what, I'm ready to go.
That's on Baker.
That's on Baker.
Okay.
And then he gets cleared by the medical staff. That's on Baker.
Okay. Whatever. We have a question in chat right now. Mr. Steve River asks, he goes, so how's the Browns looking next week? Guesses, etc. Well, we look healthier. Yeah. We kind of talked about that earlier. The Ravens got a hell of a lot more injuries than the Browns this week. A lot more. Except for, the Browns being down David Njoku. Hopefully not long, since, Miko already said he is vaccinated. So if he can get 2 negative tests by Friday, he should be good to go. But by Sunday. Okay. Yeah, sorry.
There's no rule to say how many days advance you have to be 2 negative tests. It's just 2 negative tests before game time. They were talking about the same thing with Chubb and Felton when they both had it.
That's right. So that's right.
Back when Devontae Adams had it, and it was a Thursday night game, they were talking about they may fly him out privately to their game. I think it was Arizona. Fly him to Arizona so that he could be with the team. So there's no technical timetable. And I remember them reading on Browns Daily that there was no official rule in the book that said it had to be, by 4:00 on Saturday.
Okay.
At least according to the rule book.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good news on our part. Yeah. That's very good news. So we'll see what happens. I think this is, like we said earlier, this is an absolute, every game from now on is a must win. And I do think the Browns can do it. I think if the defense plays the way they did the last time, and the Browns offense just needs to show us a little bit. Like, we're not asking for much. If the defense plays as good as they did last time, the offense needs to give us 50%. Like 50% will be okay. So there you go. I think I think we're looking good coming into this game. I think the Ravens are very pissed off, though. I think they're pissed off after losing last week.
Yeah.
And that's not a team you want to play pissed off.
Harbaugh's going to have his guys ready.
Exactly. He is. And I think he's going to have that offense probably looking better. Like you said, we can't expect Lamar Jackson.
Why would an oil and gas
to not 4. He threw what, 2 last week?
He threw 1.
Was it just 1? I know he threw the one in the end zone.
He threw 1 pick and 1 touchdown.
Okay.
So
the one pick to Minka Fitzpatrick was not a good throw at all.
No,
it was a terrible pick on his part. I think it's more trying to play hero ball. Unfortunately, but I don't know. For me, this really is a must-win game. And the great thing for us is, if you look at last week, everything lined up for us.
Yep.
I mean, what do we have to have happen last week? We needed Pittsburgh to win. They won. We needed Cincinnati to lose. They got demolished.
Yep.
So we literally are 1 win back from the division if the Bengals lose again. And the great thing is that we have the tiebreaker over. We would have the tiebreaker over Cincinnati.
Yeah.
When last week we'd have tiebreaker over Baltimore. So I mean, if we lose this week, is the season over? No. If we lose this week, is it detrimental to our season? Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Is all hope lost? No, because I mean, then you get into the if this team loses and this team ties, and then this team has to skip 3 times and hop on their head. You get in that scenario, but it's possible. I mean, look, we did that 2 years ago.
So Steve Ruber actually says again, he goes, Lamar Jackson against our defense didn't work so great last time. What needs to be different this time? So the thing is, Lamar Jackson played like absolute dog shit against us the last time. He did have a touchdown pass, but he also threw 4 picks. I mean, the only good thing about the Ravens against the Browns was their kicker.
Mark Andrews is pretty good too.
Oh yeah, and Mark Andrews, yeah.
That one catch he got on the pass interference was pretty remarkable.
That was a great catch. But the thing is, I mean, if the defense can do that again, or just something similar, then we only need a little bit from the offense. It would be nice.
That's what needs to be different. Because the defensive game plan doesn't really need to change. I think.
No. Yeah.
I think we know what we need to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the offense that needs to step up.
Yep. I mean, you're right.
More run heavy. Like the workload needs to be on Chubb and Hunt this game.
The problem is the Ravens have one of the best rushing defenses in the league, that's the shitty part.
You keep hitting at a wall with a hammer, it's going to crack eventually.
Well, I mean, you got to get credit. Got to get creative.
Yeah,
got to shove it down their throat with the Trent.
Yep. So there you go. Offense got to step up. That's what needs to be different. Offense has got to score some damn points.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown and a field goal.
To step up. That's what we.
You're right.
Go ahead.
So he goes. Steve also now says, so if the offense was lacking, what should be adjusted for broken Baker? More running instead of him chucking it. Yes. I think
and get creative.
Yes,
and a lot more design plays for specific.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, more play actions. Get him out of the pocket. Don't keep him there because just get him out to the side a bit. Get him away from it because you don't want him taking those hits right now.
Yep.
And let's face it, when he's on the outside, that's when he's better. He has better throwing lanes. He sees the field better. I feel like he has a lot of confidence outside the pocket.
Yep.
So just get him away from the people because we don't want him to take any more hits because he's been taking some hits while he's hurt.
If the running game will open up the play action game 100%. He says, should the offense coordinator be replaced or should he stay at the current rate of the season? So right now, the offensive coordinator is not actually calling the plays. Kevin Stefanski, their head coach, is calling plays. Alex Van Pelt is the coordinator. And honestly, I do think Kevin should probably give up play calling duties. I think at this point in time, I think some of his play calling this year has been a little lackluster, to say the least.
I don't think we need to get into it, but I would tend to, agree, but also disagree. I think his play calling, as far as passes go, has worked out. If you look at the film, they got guys open. There's plays to be made, but they're not executing. Whether that's drop passes, whether it's bad protection, whether it's
bad
Baker
throws,
playing bad.
Yeah.
It's been there.
Yeah.
I can think of quite a few throws. I mean, obviously the one that comes to mind thinking of the last Ravens game is the Hunt that should have been touchdown.
Yeah.
The screen pass. That's totally on Baker. There's no one else to blame for that one.
Oh, you're 100% right. Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be argumentative or anything, but I mean, he literally just went to go throw it and dropped the ball.
You're 100% right.
But there was another play. I can't remember who it was. One of the tight ends, but he was wide open on the right side of the field, and Baker looked.
I think it was Harrison Bryant. I think it was.
Right. So the point being is that he has opportunities, and I also think that he's playing scared. I think that he's not decisive.
Yeah.
Like you think of when Baker's been prime Baker. What have we all said? Grip it and rip it, right?
Yep.
He snaps back. He likes the read he sees, and he throws the ball.
Yep.
He had that, that gunslinger mentality. That's what we all wanted him to be.
Yep.
Well, he's no longer doing that. He's tapping the ball. He's double clutching. He's taking an extra second to decide on what he wants to do, and that's causing problems.
Yep.
He's kind of looking like he did during Freddie year.
He's skittish. I really think that's what it is. I think he's scared to make mistakes. and therefore it's causing him to have problems in his decision making, and therefore hurting the offense.
Yeah,
because I mean he has talent. We all know that.
We all know Baker.
We've seen him do it.
We all know Baker can be guaranteed top 10, possibly top 5 in the NFL.
Yep.
100%. We've seen that Baker. Yeah. Like we have footage of that Baker right there. It's just
we just needed to get.
He's not looking. I don't know what is up this year besides the injuries. Like even before the injuries took place, I know he had a great game against Kansas City to open the year.
Yep.
And if you want me to be honest, I think that game-ending pick fucked with his confidence.
But that game-ending pick wasn't on him though.
I know.
He got hit.
We don't think it's on him. Listen, we don't think it's on him. I guarantee that fucked with his confidence, and he thinks that's on him.
I think you're right.
We should have won that game. That game
definitely should have won that game,
and he could have won that game.
Yep.
So I feel like that game that kind of fucked with his confidence a bit. Yeah. No lie.
And I also think that he realized that he had chances to win that game. He had chances to put it away, and he had chances to win it, and he didn't execute on either of them.
Yeah.
And he was driving to win the game.
Yeah.
And he throws the picks. Like I know I feel like Baker takes things to heart sometimes.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way he plays. Like
Yeah.
So I feel like that pick kind of just threw him off for the year, man. Like it probably would me too, man. Like you're Kansas City rematch of the playoffs. You're driving down the field to win. You've been playing great all game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year for the team.
Yep.
And you throw a game-ending pick.
Yep.
On the drive you're driving down. Like
whether your fault or not, whether it's quarterback's fault or not, it's going to fuck with the quarterback.
Exactly. So I just feel like that kind of threw him off a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Before the injuries.
So right now we got a guy from CBS. What's his name? Pete Prisco. Actually has the Browns beating the Ravens this week. He's got it 24-20. The Ravens are 2.5 point favorites in this game, which is to be expected at this point.
They should be favorites.
Yeah, they should be. They're a better team right now.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, I think we've kind of laid out the game plan how to beat the Ravens. Contain Lamar Jackson, make him beat you throwing the ball. In the offense, we just need a little production. Open up that running game, and if the running game works, it's going to open up the play action pass, which is where Baker shines. So I think with all that being said, guys, I think let's go ahead and get into our NFL pick'ems. Is that okay? Do we have any more we want to talk about?
I don't think so.
So for anybody,
wait. Side note.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know you guys probably saw it. Let's talk about it. You see that Tony Grossi said JOK is overrated?
Yeah, I sent that to you guys.
That's right.
I don't think Tony Grossi. I don't want to talk much about Tony Grossi on this show because I don't want to give him a bigger platform than what he already has. Not saying we're a big platform, but Tony Grossi is an absolute idiot. He's the idiot of idiots. There's a reason why my personal Twitter account is blocked by Tony Grossi. I don't think he watches the games. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think he watches the Browns games. And if he does, he only looks for reasons to be mad. He only looks for the negatives, never looks for the positive. Yeah. He only looks for negative for the negatives in the games. So that's all I have to say about Tony Grossi.
Or hear his question today to Grant Delpit?
No, I did not.
They're talking to Grant Delpit, and he goes, "So Grant, are you going to take responsibility for that blown coverage against Mark Andrews?" Straight up, that was his question.
What did Grant Delpit say?
I mean, he answered it very well. He said, "Well, I think it's already been addressed. It was supposed to be the corners coverage. Me and Denzel have already talked about it, and Denzel even said it last week after the press conference or after the game was over."
Oh, speaking of Denzel Ward, guys, before we get into picks, congratulations to Denzel Ward for being the Browns' nomination for the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Absolutely.
Well deserved. That man does so much for the Cleveland community. Mm-hmm. He was a Cleveland boy, born and raised, so well deserved. Hopefully he wins that because that is a very prestigious award. So congratulations for Grant Delpit for being nominated again. So
Denzel Ward.
Denzel, my bad.
It's all good. I didn't hear what the award was, but Grant Delpit got some kind of award.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Teammates.
I'm
assuming it's like comeback player of the year or something along those lines, because he talked about it with his injuries. And
yeah.
I didn't hear what they were giving it to him for, but I'm assuming it has to do with his injury. But
hey, you know what? He's played well too.
He's played great.
So for anyone who is new to the show and doesn't know about our NFL Pick'ems contest, so obviously every week, we're picking all these NFL games, and the guy who picks the least correct amount of games has to do the one chip challenge on the show for everyone to see. And so far it's been looking like it's going to be me. And if it is me, not looking forward to it.
Well, and you didn't help yourself at all this week.
I know I didn't.
You didn't do bad per se, but me and Kyle didn't do bad either.
Yeah.
So last week, Pax, you had 10 right, I had 10 right, and Kyle had 11 right.
Hey,
back on top, baby. What was that? There was one I picked that was like, oh, never mind. I just know there was one I picked that you both were like, oh, you're going with them, and then they won. I can't remember who it was.
Could have been Seattle or Washington. Those are only two games that you got right that no one else guessed.
I think it was probably the Washington game then. I don't know. There was one game.
Because me and Pax both picked Vegas, and me and Pax both picked San Fran, so it
might have been the Seahawks game. It probably was the Seattle game then.
Yeah.
Because the only other game that really was off the wall was you decided to choose the Bears over the Cardinals, which
that didn't work.
No, that didn't work at all. Not one bit.
I gotta have faith in the underdog sometime because remember, take a look at the Lions this week, right?
Pax almost picked them last week.
Man, I was close. I really wanted to pick them.
Load the box Vikings.
They did.
Oh man,
I had to jump in there when they started streaming and send them my condolences.
They were pissed off.
Yeah, they were a little upset, as I would be too. All right, so through 13 weeks, Pax, you have. I'll do it right for you this week.
Thank you, you son of a bitch.
Pax, you have 116 right.
Okay.
I have 123 right.
Oh shit.
And Kyle, you have 128 right.
I need you to just go on the worst losing streak of your life.
You do realize that I easily could just pick the same picks that you pick every single week and you'd have to lose?
Oh, I've thought about it, especially considering you always pick after me.
Yeah, because I have to type in all the picks.
Yeah.
All right. So we have our first game of the week, which is tomorrow. We have the Pittsburgh Squealers going to Minnesota.
Give me the Steelers. As much as I don't want to say it.
I happen to agree. I don't see Minnesota winning that game at all.
I am going to go
Minnesota should win that game.
They should, but they won't.
I'm going to go Minnesota only because two reasons. They're at home, and I think they realize if they lose this game, Mike Zimmer's getting fired on Friday.
Mike Zimmer's getting fired regardless.
Well, I think he would have been fired Monday if it wasn't a Thursday game, but I think that they realize that this is their last chance to somewhat save face. And I think after losing to the Lions, you better play a little pissed off.
Yep.
But either way, next game, this could be a good game. We have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the football team, where they let shit get poured on their patrons.
Give me the Cowboys.
I'm going to take Washington.
Yeah, I'm going Washington as well.
Fuck.
I was going to go Washington. I was hoping you were going to go Dallas. That's why I said, damn it, Pax. Just to let you know, I wasn't just picking your pick.
No. Pick the teams, man. I don't care.
Yep. All right. Next, we got Atlanta traveling to Carolina.
Ooh.
The who cares games.
Listen. Give me Carolina.
Okay.
I'm going to Atlanta simply because Cordell Patterson is listed as an emergency safety and and watch him get a pick.
That would be
just
hilarious.
like who was that Patriots receiver during the 3 Super Bowl dynasty?
I didn't talk
early
about
2000s.
Deion Branch?
No, Troy Brown.
Troy Brown.
Troy Brown also not only played wide receiver, he played cornerback for them during the 01 season, and they won a Super Bowl. Not saying Atlanta's going to do that, but watch Cordell Patterson do that. Watch him get a pick.
All right, next is probably going to be another blowout because this team's terrible. The Jaguars traveling to Tennessee.
Give me.
Don't do it. I don't know why you're thinking about it.
Why would I not? Dude, you never know, but give me the Titans.
I mean, you're right. You never know, but we know. It's Titans all the way.
All right, so this is the next game.
Wait, who'd you pick for Atlanta? Carolina.
I picked Carolina.
Okay.
So I went with Carolina only because I don't trust Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I picked Tennessee obviously for his last game.
Yeah.
Next we have I think it's probably one of the games, if not the game of the week. Raiders traveling to the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
That's what I'm going with as well.
I'll go with the Raiders.
All right. Next we have the Saints traveling to the New York Jets. The Mike Whites. No, formerly the Mike Whites.
Oh, I don't know.
That's a bad game.
It's a pretty bad game.
That's a bad game.
It's probably prisoner inmate game of the week.
Give me the Jets.
I'm going to agree.
All right. I am going to go New Orleans. This is going to be a big week for us. There's a lot of disagreements so far.
Yeah, there is.
Listen, we literally just talked about just writing a pace out. Just now we're all just like,
yeah. This is going to be wow. All right,
it's going to be a good one.
Next, we have the Jamal Adams-less Seahawks traveling to Houston.
Give me Seattle, bro.
Seattle.
That's a huge loss for them.
Seattle.
Yeah, but Houston's really bad, so I'm going Seattle as well.
Exactly.
If it was any other team, I'd probably go that team, but it being Houston,
they're just that bad.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the New York Giants. I don't know if Danny Dimes is going to be back, but the Mike Glennon-led Giants traveling to LA to face the Chargers.
LA.
Yeah.
LA.
All right. Next, we have the second option for inmate game of the week, which maybe Detroit gets their second win. The Detroit Lions traveling to Mile High to face the Broncos.
Nah, give me the Broncos. They ain't winning against the Broncos. You kidding me?
Sorry, MCDC. You're not beating the Broncos.
Not happening.
Pax, I thought you were going to go with it.
I'm still no way.
Denver.
Can't do it.
All right. This is going to be another really good game. I think it's the 4:00 game. If so, it's going to be a really good game. The Niners traveling to Cincy.
That would be a good game.
Ooh.
Because that's a problem. You don't know what Cincy team's going to show up.
You don't know what Niners team's going to show up either.
Yeah, dude. Bro, this game. I haven't really kept up with much 49ers. So
they run the ball a lot. I can tell you that. They run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go the 49ers.
I'm going to agree. 49ers.
Damn it, Pax. I was going to go Niners thinking you were going to go Bengals. All right. So obviously I'm going Niners as well. Next we have the Bills traveling to Tampa. Which Buffalo team's going to show up?
Give me Tommy boy, as much as I hate to say that. Tom Brady.
I agree.
Clean sweep. I just don't see how you can take them. Don't pick them if they're at home. Even though Buffalo's be pissed off. Did you guys see McDermott after the game?
I did not.
Oh, he was pissed that Bill ran the ball, only threw the ball 3 times. He was pissed.
Why is he going to be pissed? That's called a game plan. Yeah. It's called if you're mad about it, stop it.
Yep, and that's exactly what it was. And then Jordan Poyer, after the game, basically called out the reporter because they talked about how piss poor the run defense was. I mean, the weather was awful. I don't know if you guys saw it. But
yeah, I saw that, but I mean...
Oh, it was terrible.
Hey, sometimes all you need to do is pass the ball 3 times to win a game.
That's true. All right, so
that's
next,
insane.
This is going to be a really bad game, too. Although Justin Fields is back, so we'll see what happens. But the good old Bears traveling to Lambeau.
Packers.
I was going to say, if you don't go with the Packers.
Packers.
I mean, you saw what happened last time. Aaron Rodgers literally said, I own you guys. And gave him the championship belt.
Oh, so that's hilarious.
There's no way he's losing this game.
Nah,
not to this Bears team. They don't have Khalil Mack. There's no. And then this is gonna be a good Monday night game. I hope that Peyton and Eli are there for this one because this will be a really good game. I don't know if you guys enjoy it, but I actually their show it's pretty good.
Better than what Monday Night Football has been.
Well, anything's better than Booger McFarland. Sorry, Booger, but
I miss the Mike Tirico, John Gruden. Before we knew John Gruden was a racist, sexist, homophobic guy.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So this game is going to be the LA Rams traveling to the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, that's going to be a good game.
That's what I said. It's going to be a real good game.
Oh, shoot, man.
It's a hard pick.
I know who I got.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go.
Give me Arizona. They're too good. Yep.
Arizona.
Steve Rivers agrees. He said he's got the Cardinals over the Rams. So
I'll make it clean sweep.
I
think it very well could be a much closer game than what we think. I think it's going to be close.
Oh, no, I think it's going to be a very close game. But I think Arizona's just going to take it.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
I think that does it for us.
Are we going to talk about the Browns and Ravens?
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about
the biggest game. The only game that matters to this show?
Hey, listen. I'm not doing my job. I'm sorry.
You're right. You're not.
Okay, you want to take over this? I mean, I'll gladly let you have it. Okay?
Just messing with you, man. Just messing with you.
All right.
Kyle?
Browns.
I struggle with this because every time we fully agree, we don't do well.
I know, right?
It's like every time Kyle picks the Browns.
Yeah, and that's why I'm considering taking Baltimore only because it's oh god. Hang on a second. I gotta see something before I make this pick.
Buddy, I don't know what more you need to see. We've spent almost an hour pretty much talking about this game.
This is not how I want it to be. You know how superstitious I am, okay? I mean, we all picked the Browns during the
Steelers week
Patriots game. Yes, we did pick all pick the Browns during Steelers week.
Hey, I pick the Browns every week. Browns going 17-0 in my eyes.
Kyle, you screwed me over with this one. Oh god! All right, I'm gonna go the Browns because I do see us winning this game. All right. Yep. I'm going Browns.
It's set in stone. Guys, he said it. Listen, guys, this has been a good show. I know I tend to get heated sometimes. I get, in the heat of the moment, I get excited. But
it's the biggest Browns homer you'll ever meet.
It's because I love this team almost as much as I love my family. And that's not putting it lightly. I love this team so much, it's not even funny. I have cried real tears over this team. It's true. You've seen it.
You tailgated a movie that was based on the Cleveland Browns. Or wanted to tailgate a movie.
I wanted to. You wouldn't let me. But I was ready.
I mean, you could have done whatever the hell you wanted to. I just wasn't doing it with you.
Dude, I was ready to get out the old charcoal grill and just start fucking flipping burgers.
That would have been one of those things people drive by, take a picture of, like, only in Middletown.
They would have thought it was a Middletown thing. Thought you were high on heroin or something.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do. All right, but that's going to do it for this week of Load the Box Browns. My name is Chris Baxitas. That's Eric Mingo. And that's Kyle Perkins. We'll end the show just like we always do. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo!